Good day and welcome back to another DBZ Dokkan battle video. In this video I wanted to talk a little bit about basically how I decide what to do every day, or how you should figure out what to do every day in Dokkan, because basically there is kind of like a procedure I go through of what I do each day, or decide if I want to do each day, and pretty much just thought it'd be interesting to share, since it's a little bit of a downtime before we get some new content, and yeah, something I've never really gone through before. So the first thing I start off with is the growth events. Not only the permanent growth events like the hidden potential orbs and that, but all the temporary ones. Generally speaking, I always do growth events. They're a great way to keep up with resources, Zenny, hidden potential orbs, etc. A lot of people will say, why do you do it for hidden potential orbs when I have literally so many? It's because I do these events, and one day I might decide to expend a whole bunch of them and rainbow a ton of units, and yeah, it's just nice to always have. For the link leveling events, please make sure you check regularly the units that you're putting in those events. They do have increased rates, and you don't want to waste them on units that you have maxed out, so just keep that in mind. But yeah, generally I'll do all the growth events that are available every single day. That includes obviously those that are available weekly, like the Wii skill orb events, etc. It won't include like the permanent ones, like obviously awakening medals and that. I very rarely will do that. Same with the Hercule event, sometimes the Bulma event, depending on if I need support items, but generally speaking that's about it. The Pan event I've stopped doing because I just have no interest in it. With stamina being more valuable for things like link leveling, etc., it's just not really something that I'm, thrilled with doing, essentially. So, yeah, essentially that's kind of it. Now, when it comes to the other events and how I decide what to do, first thing I check is, have I done my chain battle, have I done my baton battle, have I done my ultimate clash. These things also have temporary rewards, bonuses, are limited time events. So outside of doing the growth events, these are kind of usually where I start, especially if they're up during big celebrations. They don't expend stamina, so it's a very good thing to kind of start off with before I decide on how I want to spend the rest of my stamina for the day. So making sure that I'm on top of those and completing those missions and getting those little bonus rewards is great. If I don't have to do them on the day, sometimes I'll decide not to, but I always go and check. Next thing I do is I pop into the barber shop, go to the Zenny section, and essentially I grab myself a couple support items. I do this pretty much every day. Reason being is I use a ton of these in hard content, unit showcases, team builds, etc. Just always kind of running through these SBR attempts, ESBR attempts, etc. So it's always nice to have these items on hand, and picking them up every day is way easier from the Zenny shop. Then the next thing that I go and do is now I decide whether to proceed with doing story-based content or anything like that. So first thing I check is all the story events that are up. Have I completed them? So during big celebrations, you'll often see a ton of story events. I always make sure, have I done these? Have I completed them? And have I obtained all the limited rewards from them? This is also inclusive of DP Story. A lot of the times there'll be limited currencies. Things like Hercule medals, chocolates, turnips, radishes, etc. Whatever temporary currency they are, the blood diamonds, or blood rubies, I should say, from the movie events, or the little teddy bears from the superheroes event. And making sure that I not only have completed all the story events, but have farmed their temporary rewards is super important. This is how I get a lot of my Kais, especially outside of Ultimate Clash, and so making sure that I'm on top of farming those is important. Then, basically, first thing I do before deciding if I'm going to link level and use the rest of my stamina is I check if there's any units I want to awaken or work on the super attack level for, or just in general work on. Often I'll use the Guru's Guide, just because it's a great resource to kind of get a snapshot at who I want to work on, what events are up, currently available, who do I want to grab super attack levels for, who do I want to awaken, who do I want to extreme Z awaken, and yeah, basically it's just kind of a great way to give me an idea of what to work on. Sometimes I might decide, today I want to easy A this AGL Vegito I just got. I'll easy A him, then do a showcase, etc. It's usually how I decide some of the also more sporadic content, like unit reviews or Extreme Z Awakenings. If there's a unit that all of a sudden has their super attack able to be farmed, maybe I'll go farm it, do a showcase on the unit. It's generally how I'll determine some of my other content, but also just in general how I determine what I'd want to do. If I don't feel like doing that, I just don't. It's the same with link leveling. A lot of the times, if I don't feel like link leveling or farming gems or something, I just won't. It's not super mandatory towards me. That's why you don't see my power level being like 5 or 6 million. I don't refresh stamina or use all my meat or anything to link level. Sometimes when I really like your unit, like with physical LR Trunks and Strength Future Gohan, I'll be super dedicated to link leveling and do that. Most of the times though, I will save my boost for it. That's it from me. Bye.